Hey girls, it's Tuesday, January 13th, 2009. And how am I supposed to choose a favorite Harry Potter passage? Obviously one of my favorites is the very beginning of Sorcerer's Stone.
Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of number 4 Privet Drive were proud to say that they were perfectly normal. Thank you very much. They were the last people you'd expect to be involved with anything strange or mysterious, because they didn't hold such nonsense.
Oh, I forgot, the Moaning Myrtles did that first. Well, I could always do the very end of Deathly Hallows in the epilogue.
Albus Severus, you were named for 2 headmasters of Hogwarts. One of them was a Slytherin, and he was probably the bravest man I ever knew.
But alas, Ministry of Magic took that one too. Legitimately, this is probably my all-time favorite Harry Potter passage ever. Sorry, it's kind of long, so just let me do my thing. Ripples of cold undulated over Harry's skin. He wanted to shout out to the night. He wanted Ginny to know that he was there. He wanted her to know where he was going. He wanted to be stopped, to be dragged back, to be sent back home. But he was home. Hogwarts was the first and best home he had known. He and Voldemort and Snape, the abandoned boys, had all found home here. Ginny was kneeling beside the injured girl now, holding her hand. With a huge effort, Harry forced himself on. He thought he saw Ginny look round as he passed, and wondered whether she had sensed someone walking nearby, but he did not speak, and he did not look back. Hagrid's hut loomed out of the darkness. There were no lights, no sound of Fang scrabbling at the door, his bark booming in welcome. All those visits to Hagrid, and the gleam of the copper kettle on the fire, and the rock cakes and giant grubs, and his great bearded face, and Ron vomiting slugs, and Hermione helping him save Norbert. He moved on, and now reached the edge of the forest, and he stopped. A swarm of Dementors was gliding amongst the trees. He could feel their chill, and he was not sure he'd be able to pass safely through it. He had no strength left for Patronus. He could no longer control his own trembling. It was not, after all, so easy to die. Every second he breathed, the smell of the grass, the cool air on his face was so precious. To think that people had years and years time to waste, so much time it dragged, and he was clinging to each second. At the same time, he thought that he would not be able to go on, and knew that he must. The long game was ended. The snitch had been caught. It was time to leave the air. The snitch! His nerveless fingers fumbled for a moment with the pouch at his neck, and he pulled it out. Eye open at the close. Breathing fast and hard, he stared down at it. Now that he wanted time to move as slowly as possible, it seemed to have sped up, and understanding was coming so fast it seemed to have bypassed thought. This was the close. This was the moment. He pressed the golden metal to his lips and whispered, "I am about to die." So, this is the 3rd time I recorded reading that passage, and the first time I was bawling so much that I couldn't keep reading. I had to stop, and I was like, right, and then the second time was sparse crying. So this was good. No crying. Having a very Harry Potter week, which is always a good thing. Still reading Beetle, just reading each story little bit by little bit. It's funner for me that way if I spread it out. Bernie, I loved your Prince of Egypt-ness. I love those songs too. And that's really cool that Ray Fiennes did his own singing. And he's Voldemort. It all comes full circle. Everything's connected. Okay, I just drew a portrait of my brother from memory using one unerasable marker. Here it is. It's my brother. Obviously he's not amused because nothing's funny. As you can see, I messed up the nose a lot. But I was trying to accentuate how large and in charge his stupid nose is. And to get all his facial hair, which just takes up this half of his face, really, and the stupid beanie he always wears. So that's what that is. He kind of just ended up looking like a cross between a lumberjack and a jack-o'-lantern. Maybe we should have named him Jack. I have to cook something and eat something. Hey girls, I'm in my kitchen. I'm gonna be cooking some All about macaroni. Oh, look, the noodles are done and cooked. Right, and to go with it, I have sun-dried tomato Alfredo. I eat this sauce like it's my job. Come on. I don't know why, but I like putting this on noodles. Corn. And then I'm gonna pop my little concoction. Ooh. That's how you get food all over your computer. I'm gonna pop the concoction in the microwave. It'll all heat up. And then I'll eat it. It's the best sound in the whole world. This is like my question challenge thing this week. Courtney and I have a really cool idea of something new to do with the vlog this year. Instead of a question or a challenge, I'm just going to talk about this new idea. Courtney and I thought it would be really cool if we started a book club where each month we have a different book. So you have a whole month to read it, and it's just for funsies. And then if we want to talk about the book, we can post videos on the weekend, you know, on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday when no one else is posting a video, and, you know, talk about our feelings on the book. And then at the end of the month, we'll all kind of talk about it. So I want to know what you feel about this idea, because I really like reading books alongside people and talking about it with them. What do you guys think about the book club idea? And also, if you're up for it, what book should we read for February? We're all going to propose a book and decide which one we'd all like to read the most and which one's the most accessible. I'm assuming you all have libraries near you. I mean, we all live at colleges, so there better be libraries, right? Okay, my idea for the book club is to read The Amulet of Samarkand, the first book in the Bartimaeus trilogy, with the rest of you guys. Veronica gave me this book because she loves it. Now, the thing that's unfortunate is that Veronica, who just finished this, you'd have to reread it with us. Well, that's up to you. I mean, maybe you liked it a lot and you wanted to reread it, but maybe you didn't. In which case, here's another book. It looks really cool, and I think I'd like to read it with the rest of you guys. Bye, girls!
That's what I go to school for.
Wiggity, wiggity, whack. Wiggity, wiggity, whack. For real, for real. Wiggity, wiggity, whack. For real, for real. For real, for real.